order this week, just for the sake of the show. So, Kamar, give us a name and a number.
This is the first time we're going to start off with 1784, Diana Rodgers and Robb Wolf.
Can I start by saying, before we even get into this, Comedy Mothership, not my favorite name. Comedy Mothership. You guys in here? That's the name of his club?
No,
Joe's Club?
really?
Yeah.
No,
I did not hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear that? No. Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, come to the mothership.
I guess, yeah.
This guy, I mean, I don't love the comedy part, but I like the mothership.
You like it? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. What
I
else?
mean,
What do you
alien.
call it?
I mean,
Joe's
keep in
Place?
mind that. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I like to know Joe
Well,
added.
Mothership.
The shorthand is the mothership, right?
Imagine he built it like a UFO.
No,
like,
it's in
what's
like
his name built his house
What do you?
there.
What? You only know it's called. He said at the beginning of this episode. That's what it's called, the club.
No, I
Not
just
in
I
this
know
episode.
this, and so I just wanted to bring it up.
What do you know? What do you know? How
That's
do you
what I know,
The
'cause-
sources are.
It was all over the internet. I don't
the
know.
mothership.
Is
Yeah,
there
the
any,
Comedy Mothership.
any visuals?
I don't believe so. Like, there's a shot of the old theater that it's in. I
But
believe it's
you
in
know for sure it doesn't look like a UFO.
Yes, I know for sure. Yeah.
Nice scoop, Matty.
Simon, I believe it's in like a, what do they call those? Heritage. I believe it's in a heritage building, which would explain all the hoops he's probably had to jump through. But go ahead into the meat people. I'm so sorry. Robb Wolf and Michelle.
Oh,
whatever.
good. That is the most interesting thing that's going to happen before the break.
You're welcome, listeners. Okay, Kamar, go ahead.
Blah, 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 carnivore. What? The one thing.
Blah, 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 blah.
Did you say their names already?
Yeah, he did.
So
and then he turned Irish.
Is this the guy from Game Changers? No.
No.
No, that's
Well, that guy was British. And then it was the British guy was the guy from Game Changers, and then his opposition was the super weird chiropractor.
who's Spanish.
persona non grata.
Yeah.
This is
Kessler?
1784.
What was his name?
1784, Diana Rodgers
so
and
long.
Robb Wolf.
Kumar, what was that guy's name?
Who? Not from the Game
Him
Changers?
who
Yeah.
shall never be spoken of again.
I don't know.
The chiropractor.
Some guy, man. I never knew his name.
Anyways.
I just know you hate him.
I'll find it, Simon.
I don't hate him. I just he used to be like Joe's go-to guy, and now he's just a guy who does seances.
Okay, Kumar, go ahead. Sorry.
So this couple, and I didn't become apparent to me after watching if they're doing it or if they're just. They must be partners, right?
Oh, like if they're husband and wife?
Or whatever. Or like
I have
on
no
the down low.
Dude, I
That
have
was
no
the
idea.
vibe I got was they're together. Yeah.
Dude, that was like the most politically correct way you could say that, though. Were they doing it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Like in grade 8, were they doing
Hold
it?
on. He started by saying partners, and then you seemed confused by it, so then he said doing it.
To clarify.
Oh, no, sure.
Like are they just
I'll
He dumbed it down for you.
I'll take that
He
one.
dumbed it down for you,
are they
Simon.
just a man and a woman who met each other with like interests?
I thought they were just colleagues. I had no idea.
Interesting.
that they
Interesting.
were,
So we're split. We're split.
It's not like there was sexual tension that I could feel between them.
No.
That's why I definitely thought they were together, though.
Because there was just nothing.
Yeah. Well, and the way he was sitting the way I would sit next to Mary if we were on Joe Rogan. Like real lackadaisical. I'm kind of like, what are you doing here?
All right. I mean, I'd love to know now.
Yeah, I think they are together. You know who's also together? Again, I keep going off topic. Crystal and Kyle.
Crystal from Crystal and Sagar?
No.
Or Kyle.
Kalinsky?
Dude.
Yeah.
Get the fuck.
That's
Do you know also?
Pardon my language.
Do you know also
Where
Kumar?
are you getting all
Kumar?
these scoops?
Kumar,
No.
yes.
She's married.
I believe that's over.
Oh my god.
Kamar, can I also tell you something? And
Sucks.
I already know that you hate Kyle Kalinske, so this will
I
just...
don't hate him. I just don't think he's all that.
That's fine. You're going to really hate him now. He has a fairly substantial tribal tattoo on his...
Of course he does. His name's Kyle. Like
He has frosted tips, too.
we
I know.
We haven't evolved that much.
Sorry, I keep going off track. I'm so sorry. This episode sucked.
No, that's great. How many more of these little interludes?
I don't know.
do
I'll
you
keep
have?
dropping them in and
'Cause
out when
we
I got
need
them.
about 6.
Okay, well, I'm 2 in so far. Go ahead, Kamar.
They want
Beef is good.
They want you to eat meat because meat in its good form is not processed. So anything you could do to get away from processed food is healthier.
But okay, yes, sorry. My question is, were they saying that factory farming, like even if you're raising cattle unethically, I don't even know, is that still better than
Factory
not
farming.
giving children meat?
I think they're arguing that it's a difference between factory farming with animals or factory farming with chemicals and other soy and stuff to make your, like, you still have a process and waste and fossil fuels to produce all this stuff. Like, it's not cut and dry. I think that was their position.
Can I just say, they mentioned at one point, they were like, they were talking about how beef is a better alternative because we don't feed, they feed off grass, so they don't take as much like human food.
Yeah.
Pork, I've seen a few videos recently and I had no fucking idea. I literally saw this video and was like, I might be done with pork. I think at most factory farms, when they're feeding pigs, what they do is this. All the food that is past date at a grocery store, they don't even, like, they leave it if it's wrapped in plastic, cardboard, they don't care. It goes on a truck and then it gets dumped in a grinder and it gets ground up and fed to pigs.
What does?
All expired food.
Like, oh, but even the plastics, that sounds weird.
Dude, I watched these 3 guys shoveling, like, just all this expired food, plastic and all, into this thing. And the guy's watching. You can see it all getting ground up, and then you can just see it getting slung out to the fucking pigs. And I was like, this is so fucked.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, finish your point.
That cow thing, to bring it back to these guys, they were saying, like, what they get fed is stuff that nothing else would be able to use. Their guts are so different and strong that, like, that stuff would get somehow burnt up into the environment and be worse than the cows actually doing the work.
And then if you have a total centralized food network system, and this is a word we're going to hear a lot moving forward, then you have these factory farms. But if you have decentralized, way more local farmers, way more local butchers, way more local, that will be more sustainable. And then the problem with the Beyond Meat products is they will be patented. So imagine a country sells the patent to all their meat for the whole country buys it. Do you know what I mean? Is that anyone can sell beef. Like, you got to get regulated or whatever, but someone would have a patent.
Right.
On
There's
food.
no patent on cows.
No, there isn't. And so that's another, and that's centralized.
And that brings you back to your whole New World order.
Whoa.
But even then, hold on. But even then, Kamar, we'll get there. We'll get there. He's trying to ease us in. It's a slow drip. What was I going to say? Fuck. Oh, it couldn't have been important. Shit. It had something to do with cows.
Okay, and another thing is, do you know where most of the ammonium nitrate in the world comes from? That's fertilizer.
Okay, there we go.
It also blows up buildings, but it's the best fertilizer as well.
It must be some sort of poop.
No, it's like something. It's like a mineral.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Anyways, no guess. It's from Russia.
Interesting.
They have all the ammonium nitrate. It's the thing that blew up that place in Lebanon. And so they're saying we need fertilizer right now anyways.
By that place in Lebanon, do you mean all of Beirut?
Beirut, yeah. Well, that's what that was the end result. That's what the ammonium nitrate was. Anyways, there's this really powerful fertilizer, and they're saying we need that. And there's a war. Russia may cut it off to the world or do whatever they. It's crazy. I can't predict what they're doing.
My favorite.
Cows make fertilizer.
Animals
make fertilizer, so that's a good thing.
My favorite, though, I heard some guy yesterday who was like, it's not like Russia can cut off a lot. Like, pick something up in your house and look under it. Have you ever seen anything be like made in Russia?
No, but it's the, like he's saying,
I know that. I get it. Yeah.
Things.
They have tons of natural
Did
gas.
you guys see that the president of the Ukraine was on Dancing with the Stars in the Ukraine, like their version of it? I think he won. He's an amazing dancer.
He had a comedic show where he pretended to be the president of Ukraine that was on television.
And then he became the president of Ukraine? You see, that's Matrix shit. And meanwhile, now they're offering him a ride out, and he's like, no, fuck that. We need ammo.
If he survives, I bet he'll be the leader of Ukraine till he die. Like
He'll
this
be
guy
the
looks
next.
like
He'll
such
be
a
the
hero.
next Vladimir Putin.
But remember what Madden Waz says: nothing is what it seems. And I'm not besmirching
What?
him.
Who says?
The guy, the super controversial guy,
Oh,
Soothsayer.
it sounded like Madam something.
Madame Joise.
Madam Joie.
It's too soon to
that
tell what
like
anything is.
Kamar's
Either way,
fucking.
let's get back to the beef
Is that
people.
Kamar's fortune teller?
Yeah, Madame Joise.
Like goes to see Madame Joie every week and asks her what he
Yeah.
should do.
So it must click off in your head that having patents on food is probably not a good thing not a good road to go down.
Well, again,
you have to look into it.
If nobody wants that food, who fucking cares? You know what I mean? It's only an issue if they start mandating that that's the only thing you're allowed to
Well,
eat.
they would have to do that eventually, and that's interesting. You said that. A country could say this is way better for our population because we can all go vegetarian, and they'll have only one type of meat that we eat. That could happen.
I doubt it.
It could. It's a possibility. Water isn't an issue, right? Because we've discussed there's the same amount of water in here since the beginning of time to the end of time. Water isn't coming out or leaving.
Water is an issue because corporations keep buying up the places where that water exists.
And it goes somewhere else because you're drinking, you piss.
Well, and then they can sell it back to you in bottles.
It's a big scam. But like they're saying, the argument against meat is that we don't have the water for them.
Okay, is that what they said?
And I think we've all come to agree that water is
Like,
never,
I don't ever hear that, you know what I mean, in the real world. Like, people being like, those cows are taking up too much water.
Oh, I heard that this week.
You heard that this week?
Yeah.
Just for no reason?
Oh no, discussing a brief discussion of this episode with someone.
Oh, okay. I just mean like in. Anyways, maybe I'm wrong. I don't.
No,
I don't.
I get what
no,
you're
no,
saying.
No, absolutely. I'm not out there looking at real world issues most of
And
the
then
time.
they said stuff like the nut milks, like rapeseed oil, seed oils. Those are really bad for us, and some of them are like toxic or have gone rancid through the process, but they mask it.
Mm-hmm.
And those are supposed to be healthy alternatives, and they have a huge environmental footprint.
Well, it kind of goes back to this whole. Remember when I was all about vegetables trying to kill you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that ever go away?
Well, I mean, I didn't stop eating vegetables, so.
Oh, okay.
But it just kind of feels like it's come full circle now, because they really are like. You know, I know lettuce doesn't seem like it's trying to kill you, and it's just probably because it's not very good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, carrots are stupid.
Gotcha.
They're not, they're like the dodo birds of, you know, they just have no good defense.
Whereas the Ghost Reaper is like...
Exactly. Or the, you know, something
poison
that
ivy.
makes you sick, or
Sure.
some mushroom. Yeah, poison ivy. But nobody's trying to eat poison ivy. Well, that's probably because...
But I'm just saying, if you can't even touch a plant, you're never going to eat it. Like, what's that parsnip? Irish parsnip?
Yeah, right. If it's got big spikes,
Dude, my buddy was
probably
working...
aren't going to bother.
My buddy was working on a work site, and he came in contact with that parsnip. I think it's Irish parsnip.
I've never heard of this Irish parsnip before.
Oh, Google it. It's... Dude,
I'll DuckDuckGo it.
first of all, his arms immediately, he looked like a burn victim, and now he can't go out in the sun for like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, the sun affects the area for like, I think they say up to a decade.
What's it called? Irish
parsnip, I believe. You should look it up because there's a lot of it in Ontario now, and it's fucking dangerous. Tell me if it comes up.
Irish parsnip recipe.
No, that can't.
Yeah,
be.
that can't be.
That
right.
can't be it.
Irish parsnip snoop. Yeah, that's not gonna work, Maddie.
No. I'll find it.
Yeah, no problem. Go on, Kamar. Does somebody have a timer going?
No. Well, yeah, right there. Go ahead.
Beyond Meat is not healthier than normal meat.
Yeah, they can't even say that.
So that's not a good reason to switch, and it's more expensive. To be a vegan is difficult. And if you don't eat meat, the things you eat to substitute are generally unhealthy. Unless you go on a full vegan thing, like a normal human being. Like, when I don't eat meat, I eat pasta or what,
Right.
whatever.
I'm sure you could take all the supplements you needed, though, no?
You could take the supplements, but still you're eating food. Meat is anti-inflammation. That's another thing.
Here we
We
go.
knew that. And we know we eat pasta, pizza, whatever, you
Yeah.
get inflammation. So if you don't eat meat, which is fulfilling, like you'd love a steak perfectly cooked every night, right?
I would eat steak every night.
I think so, yeah. It'd
Yes.
be good.
There's no doubt
It'd
about
be
it.
delicious.
I mean, I would also have a salad, and I would have potatoes and all the weak-ass vegetables that don't fight back. I'd eat those too.
Yeah,
you
I like
do-
some broccoli.
Is that pus?
That's a blister from coming in contact
Yeah, but
with
from
wild
what?
parsnip.
Oh,
No
it's
way.
wild parsnip?
Yeah, it's wild
No way.
parsnip. Yeah.
So I think you owe Irish people an apology.
I do. I'm very
Yeah.
to all the Irish listeners. I'm sorry. Your parsnip is most likely a delicacy.
That's big of you,
Whereas
Matt.
this is wild parsnip, completely different.
Bury the
I'm very-
hatchet.
See, he tried to disparage a whole group of people,
Yeah.
found out he was wrong, and apologized immediately. I like that.
Anyway, Simon, second degree burns that can last for months.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
You should look it
and
up.
we have that in Canada.
Tons of it in Ontario.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see exactly what that looks like.
Yeah.
So,
sorry. Everyone should check out
wild
parsnip.
parsnip.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, Kumar. I keep getting us off track.
No, I think that number 6, or sorry, that's number 3 of 6.
You want to look it up so you can be afraid of something else?
No, but he walks his dogs a lot too. And
I'm in the
he's in the bush
woods,
a lot.
I'm
so
a mountain
Where
man.
was
I
it?
need to
Where
know
was it
this
for the last
shit.
30 years?
Also, Kumar, if you come in contact with it and you wash it off promptly before it comes in, before you get serious sunlight exposure, you can mitigate the damage.
Okay, so it's not the end of
It's
the
worth
world.
knowing. That's
But
all.
that's
Oh
I'm
my
saying.
You
god,
don't want
it
that to
looks
happen.
like every other yellow fucking flowery plant.
Yeah, it's not easy to detect. I'm so sorry, Kumar. Please continue on.
People who are against meat, because that meat is now manly meat. Your burger side
Yeah.
with side of misogyny. Don't care for bugs. And I would argue every living creature on this planet is crucial to the whole environment working, except for humans.
I just look at it like this. I don't care.
Yes, agreed.
If someone is anti-meat or doesn't want to eat meat, good for them. All the power to them. They can eat what they'd like. You just should never, like,
It's actually awesome. It means there's more meat for the rest of us.
well, yeah, there's balance. Like, I don't know. It's fine. If, like, again, I just don't get. I also don't understand someone like harassing someone for eating meat, or you know what I mean. Just do
No, again, the fight should be factory, these places where it's disgusting, and this idea that pigs are eating plastic, which I'm gonna have to look into. That's the type of shit we should all be outraged against. People who eat meat and people who don't eat meat. And right? Like there's got to be a better way than
We
that.
should rage against.
Well, I don't know about rage, but
Is that what you said?
no.
Oh.
Did I say rage, Matt?
No.
What did I say? Because I don't even remember.
We'll know on Tuesday. So they just argue back that the plant-based diet isn't going to save the planet any more than a meat-based diet. But at the end of the day, these factory farms is the actual problem, and all the alternatives have factories themselves, but it's just producing something different.
You
Like-
can't have much more on these guys.
I know that this isn't even a thing because I know you have to move animals from place to place. But when you see one of those like trucks drive by you on the highway and they're just, 2 stories of cows.
I've never seen 2 stories of cows, but okay.
You've never seen one of those big cow trailers go by, or the pig trailers, or the chicken trailer.
Chickens and pigs,
They're
maybe
like
2 stories, but I've never seen cows stacked on top of each other. That's interesting.
Okay, well maybe it's not fucking cows. Maybe it was pigs.
Okay,
I don't know.
Listen, I was
Anyways,
intrigued
when
by
you,
your.
when you see even just like the tight quarters to move those animals, it's like that's probably the best part of their day. Anyways, I mean, go on.
I mean, I would assume grazing is the best part of their day, not traveling.
I
on
don't
the
think they
highway in
get
the
to
back of a
graze.
truck.
I think they go from there into a fucking like kill spot or something.
Oh, you're talking about factory farm
Yes,
animals.
yeah.
Got you,
Well,
got
I
you,
don't know
got
where
you.
these. I assume that like a smaller farm probably doesn't have a double-story cow trailer.
But are we also assuming that even factory like let's say you're processing 1,100 cows a day or more, you think that those cows just grow up inside, live inside, and never graze, never see outside? I'm
Well,
just curious.
I don't know.
I've never thought of it.
This woman was saying that I don't know what cows she was talking about, but that it's only that last part of their life that's shitty. right? Where they're being fed like, and before that they're grazers. But that must have been like sustainable farming she was talking about, not factory farming.
We've got to take our food production a step back somehow. Like the direction it's going is.
Well, I think you're right in this. Like, let's get smaller and more local places supplying more local people. And like, why on earth would we have
Cities.
steaks being imported in from
Cities are the problem, man.
the States sometimes or whatever?
Hold on.
I don't know. I don't.
But cities aren't the problem. Simon's kind of making a good point. Like the amount of fucking waste as far as oil consumption, like shipping fucking. There's like we're in a city. There's ample farmland around us.
And what if you could only eat what was regionally available?
Yeah, that's how it should be.
No,
Your
well,
grocery
there's
store.
some things you would never get then.
Well, then you don't get them.
Oranges.
Or you have very specialized places that sell those things, and the markup has to be insane so that you got to really want that.
Because all that
you know?
shipping, take that out. That'd be huge. But what I wanted to say is when it comes to diet, everyone's different, right?
Yes.
But they keep saying, for the most part, people who just eat meat, I mean, there's got to be one case who ate meat and it wasn't good for them.
Yeah.
It can't. So there needs to be some sort of AI algorithm that you can go into and it tells you exactly what you should eat. Whether you eat that, whatever choices you make going down the road, that's on you. But this thing tells you this is exactly what your body reacts to. And when you eat this, you'll have the least inflammation.
Yeah. And we absolutely 100% have to take politics out of these conversations because this isn't a politics issue. This is a what's best for humans issue, right?
Diet
and if
climate.
we can never even get the right story because there's so many like lobbyists out there petitioning God only knows what, like you're saying, Kamar, we need that algorithm, if nothing else, to give us a baseline of what we should be doing.
And we have to trust it.
Well, if it wasn't human, then maybe we could trust it, you know? Like,
Yes.
not saying that it's an alien, but meaning that, like, we all have to be able to take a step back and say, we're going to trust the answer that comes out
Never
of
gonna happen.
the
Never gonna happen.
supercomputer.
You
Never
picked up
gonna
what I was
happen.
putting down.
Yeah.
Hey, and we disagree.
No, I'm just saying.
surprise.
Like,
But that's
listen, who built the computer? Was it someone on the left or the right?
humans.
Okay, but
Yeah.
was that human?
I don't know.
I think it was a Democrat.
They're probably left leaning, right? Okay,
I mean-
so you lose half the country on the answer that thing's going to spit out regardless.
Just
Yeah, it's
But you right? You understand what
no,
I'm
but
saying?
it has to be like, and I don't know what the crisis is. We have to be pushed to the brink. It's like, look, just start eating what this thing tells you, and that's trust us.
but Kamar-
And they're all
to
going to be
quote
different.
But hold
Ronald
on.
Reagan, I don't actually know the quote, but the only thing that's going to bring us all together
Aliens.
is an existential.
Existential.
What did
Kamar,
I say?
not the existential or something fucking. Well,
Now-
you can
now
listen
I'm
back on
afraid
Tuesday.
to say the word.
Kamar, the point though is like, what is the brink now?
No,
'Cause again-
no, that's what I said. Who knows? I thought I knew.
Alien attack.
No, I thought a pandemic. I thought a pandemic was the brink. I thought
mean,
a world
No,
pandemic.
because none of that was even discussed.
I guess you're right. It has to be otherworldly because anything from this earth, half the people are just gonna like. Even if we were at the brink, let's say there was someone Chicken Little going, listen, if we don't stop doing this by tomorrow, we are doomed in a year. Half the people are gonna be like, this guy's a fucking idiot. His data's wrong. He's reading the. You know what I mean?
Even if the alien showed up over the White House, there'd be 50% of the people who didn't believe it was a hologram. It's a political play. Like
the Russians.
What did what's his name say on his deathbed? Werner von Braun. He said,
Fuck those Jews.
no, he said that all through his life.
Okay.
But no, he said that if there's a alien invasion that happens or a giant religious experience that happens, it's a fake. Just know that.
And fuck
I
those
don't
Jews.
believe him as far as I can throw him, but it's interesting that guy who had everything to do with space, I guess, whatever.
I mean, it's tough to have everything to do with space when you've never been.
A lot to do with space.
Okay, I'll give you that.
To sending people to space.
Okay, that'll give you 100%
Sure,
right
he
there.
was
I'm with you.
privy with maybe some things that were coming from space. But
So to sum it up,
let's do this.
To sum it up, meat is good for you.
Maybe.
No,
Well, I think protein.
we all like steak.
Protein is good for you.
And chicken is higher, worse protein. If you don't want to eat meat, you have to eat 30 pounds of broccoli, a whole bunch of other stuff, and a whole bunch of supplements, and do all this.
I mean, I thought she said
30
legumes. She said
pounds?
legumes you could eat.
Oh, no, I'm not saying not.
That's
eat anything.
like a lot of broccoli.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. Anyways,
Okay, don't.
you can eat meat and be basically good. And we love a good steak. We love to eat steak every night. Would love that. If you don't eat that, you're going to eat unhealthier foods, and you're going to have more process going on, which is bad for the environment. So the push against meat as it's going to be help climate change is false.
Well, we don't know that it's. I mean, again,
Or is not the cure all answer. You just could I tell you guys my analogy I came up with?
oh please,
With all this social engineering and everything that's going on, do you know
Yes,
what I mean? I
sure.
tried to say it last week. Say
No,
it's
I'm
climate
saying.
change and racism. Fix our human nature to try to fix everything.
yes.
It's like if you had a tree and you were sick of raking leaves. So every time you see a leaf on the tree, you take it off. And it's very easy because you only do like three leaves a day or whatever posts. And then you don't have to rake any leaves. But in the meantime, the wind will blow more. The tree will eventually die. It'll fall. Like the side consequences of trying to fix something right before your face, you can't know till you, I dare say, make the mistake. And that's why I think, and I thought Coleman Hughes, when we get to him, sort of said that point, like we've got to sort of accept a limit or try to, you know what I mean? Rather than always think we can change things to make everything better. Accept sort of a slacker mentality with fixing the world. But yeah, that's it. Rate it.
2, maybe 1.5. 2. I'll be 2. These guys, they were nice people.
2.
I just didn't. I
I
don't
feel
care.
like they did their homework.
I'm giving it a 3.5 because
Interesting.
decentralized, centralized. It's coming up all over the place. And their point that if you could even still feed cities with smaller local farms, but these huge farms have to go. They are a problem, but meat and that sort of food is not the problem.
I don't like this decentralized. I like local. Let's do local.
Yep, that's decentralized.
No,
on.
no.
Hold
Let's
on. What's your
just
problem?
do
Can I?
local.
Oh, sorry.
Can I? Before we move on, can I
Yeah.
just? What is the problem with decentralized? Just out of curiosity.
I
have to.
It feels like one of those like trigger words.
Hot button
Just
words.
another
just the
word.
word. It's just
Let's
the
not
word.
talk about words that don't really mean anything. Like local, that's what you're talking about.
just the
Let's
word.
bring things
It's just the
back
word.
home and especially into your communities. And in the end, that helps everybody.
It'd be
right?
healthier
Like,
and better for the environment.
Okay, but just in closing, what he didn't mention, what they didn't mention, is like there's a fucking meat. There's like a beef conglomerate in the States that controls,
It's got to go.
and that's kind of the centralization that maybe Kamar's talking about. But yes, local.
Sure, I said it. You got to take like politics out of
Yes.
the things that are supposed to be best for us.
Imagine what kind of setups IKEA has for food.
Probably all fucking. It's probably all just whatever plastic they've recycled. They make into meatballs.
Well, there you go.
What are you talking about? I don't even
Because
understand what you're
IKEA,
saying.
they
IKEA has
they
so much
serve a ton of
processed
food.
food. Like,
How many hot dogs?
there's not
do
a
you think they
small
serve a day?
kitchen in the back making 10,000 IKEA fish.
So you're asking like how much garbage do they create?
the whole process of it has a environmental footprint, whatever you want to call it. Like whether it's
But hold on, no big business doesn't have an
No,
environmental
no,
footprint. So
no.
there's, using IKEA as a
but if we all hunted one deer, we'd all have enough food or meat for a year. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Sorry.
But even then, hold on. Then you have to
Freezer.
buy a freezer and plug that in, and that, you know what I mean. There's always
it's way cheaper than eating meat.
Oh, the
or
one
buying
thing
it.
that I found very interesting about this, what we forgot to talk about, is Joe always was this advocate, grass-fed. That's not necessarily better. Not better for you. Not, you know what I mean? It's
there's no cut
and
dry.
that's where she was talking about they eat grass their whole life, and it's only like the last 4 months where they're fed the oats and whatever. That
all right.
make the
We gave
marbling.
them like 25 minutes too long.